Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to figure out what I'm doing for December, maybe mid-November to December TBR. So what I'm doing for December is I am going to basically look at my goals and see if we can manage to accomplish them. So as of right now, I don't know how big I can make this so it shows on. Kind of can see it. I do apologize, guys. I don't know how to record my screen yet. So I have 98 books out of 150. I have another 97 days left. As the time of this filming, I am at the end of September. It is September 25th of 2025. So this is not accounting my reading for October, November, and then whatever we're going to have left for December. So we're doing very good there. And then I have updated my bingo board. And I only have like 3 books for my bingo board. So I have Knights and Paladins, Book Club, or Read Along Book, LGBTQIA Protagonists, and Pirates. This has changed so much in just like reading what is coming into my life and a lot more things that way than my original TBR for this has filled the prompts. So whatever. I am happy. That's kind of what it looks like. And yeah, so that I'm not worried about. The Goodreads reading might be pushing it a little bit. But I'm almost up to 100 books. So we could still make it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto YouTube and I'm going to pull up my 25 books of 2025. There's going to be a caveat to this. Obviously, I want to finish the challenge, and probably create a 2026 and 26 books. But there's a caveat. So if I've finished a series, I get to trade that series and I get to change the books. So I know I have finished A Fate Inked in Blood, that series. I have finished the Sarah J. Maas ACOTAR, so that's 2 series. I have finished Atlas 6. Sorry, guys. So I've at least finished 3 series. I will probably finish more. I will count this. I'm planning on finishing this. So I'm going to count 4 series. Now, with that, I can replace 4 books of my choosing to replace what I decided for the 25 books of 2025. So let me go here. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to my hopefully we don't get ads. This is gonna be a little chaotic, but I have some type of organization. So we're just gonna go through it. So and kind of talk about some of my goals at the same time. So what I have here is it's separated into categories. We are going to I am going to save some people from torment here.
I read more than this one thing, I might be able to get rid of more books. So I'm gonna try Mercedes Lackey.
So I have read a Mercedes Lackey. I'm not planning on reading a second one as of right now, but I have finished. So that's ticked off the list.
The Fairy Godmother. I think this would just be a really easy. I think this is a standalone, or can be read as a standalone book. Just to kind of see if I like her writing. Because if
I really did like Mercedes Lackey. I think she's a really good classic writer. I would read more of her. I just, for this particular challenge, I'm not feeling like I really need to continue on right now.
Writing, I can get rid of. There's a whole bunch of stuff on my shelf by this author. I just heard she does like a little bit. She's, going back to the classic fan. I am not.
This is what I'm like kind of debating about. Because like I say, I'm not a big Stephen King fan. This would be one that I would be more than happy to replace with something else. I'm not sure if I've finished, if Iron Gold is in here. If it's not, I would like to replace this with Dark Age, or maybe with another Witcher book, but we'll see what is coming up. Stephen King might be the first one that I change.
I'm trying to read his books, and I don't particularly like his writing style. Minus when it's. I have Light from the Uncommon Stars by Rikia Okai.
This is on my This is gonna be so weird. I'm so sorry, guys. This is one of my books that are on my bingo that I could potentially finish. So I am gonna keep this book on here.
I just know this has been on my shelf for a while. The Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. Another book. Been on my shelf for
This would be one that I would not mind picking up, doing like a try a chapter, and if I don't like this, I can automatically just put it in a bag of doom and forget about it. So I will keep this on here.
I could not even tell you what it's about. And this is a lot of my Second and Charles books that
like I was saying in my other video, like my other check-in video, yeah, there is a lot of Second and Charles, and that was a big, huge problem that I was facing as somebody that's now at a time in their life where I'm starting to really understand the books that I want, the books I want to keep, and I feel like I've changed as a reader a lot, so a lot of this is going to probably be a try a chapter, see if I really like it. If I don't, I can just unhaul it easily. So I will keep this book on. I don't know why I keep doing that.
That they used to have like sales like mine. That if I don't like these books, then
Nick is one I really still do want to keep. I have not been impressed with retellings of Gatsby. Gatsby is like one of my favorite all-time classics for weird reasons. I think if I was to reread it, I would see very problematic stuff, but when I was a teenager, I really thought it was this big, huge romantic thing. And I still, like, that's led me into, like, adulthood. Like, it's still one of my favorites of all time. But, yeah, retellings don't always hit.
Or no how. I paid less for them. And then I can just move on with my life. Nick, so this is a retelling of The Great Gatsby.
It's been way too long just gibbering on. Okay, I think I'm on my next step.
I don't want to start too many series, as you're gonna see with me doing this 25 books of 2025. But I have a few.
So far we only have one maybe that I'm one finished, which was Miss Mercedes Lackey. One that I'm going to change so far.
Here, I have the Alloy of Law.
I finished that. So we're up to 2 finished. Didn't like it, but it's finished. I'm not planning on continuing on with the series this year.
Now this could be either in a continue.
Steven Erickson, that could possibly be a book that I change into. I'm more interested in finishing Red Rising by the end of this year. So I might take the Stephen King and the Steven Erickson and just move that to another thing because I'm really into wanting to finish Red Rising this year.
Steven Erickson, this might be read by the end of this year.
Malice by John Green. So I was not able to participate in the readathon for this. I might read it. Like I said, I only have 4 books that I can replace it with. So Malice is a contender to be read still. But we'll see. That might be another one
This is for Catch a Book Club. I'm finally wanting to participate in it. And
I finished Scythe. So we finished 3 books. I didn't like it, but I finished it. So win for me.
If I can read this before.
I didn't read it before, but I'm so glad I didn't buy the special editions.
I have Arafon.
I have finished that, and I'm going to be finishing the whole series. So
it's gotta be great, and I hope my boyfriend doesn't come home before that. Say that. He doesn't see the background of these videos because I usually have it cleaned up by the time he gets.
Yeah, he did not. Have not read that one yet. Still very interested. So that might be something that we try to read.
So, but this is a joke.
It's still a joke, guys. I still haven't touched it. If we did not have so many long books, I would say throw it on there. But then I'm looking at that stack and I'm thinking there's a lot of potential DNFs on that stack too. So I'm going to keep it for right now.
This is a joke by this point. I really I have the chaos.
I would love to get to that second book. That was such a good series. I would love to get to the second book. That will stay.
Just really like the first one.
I don't think I'd be able to finish it. So hesitantly, I think I'm gonna replace that with another book. I'm really sad because I do want to get to the Game of Thrones series, but that might have to be a next year adventure. I have finished a lot of series this year, so it might be a lot easier to cram him in.
I need to get to the point where I'm caught up and
ooh, I finished that. I'm so happy.
in the Tower.
You know, I could probably throw Girl on the Tower.
That's by Andreas.
Yeah, I could probably finish Girl in the Tower. Harrow is another one I would really like to finish.
So I want to try to see if.
Okay, I did. Okay, so I did finish Iron Gold. I would like to finish up to Lightbringer. I don't see any reason why I couldn't. We'll talk about it, but yeah, I already finished Iron Gold. Did past Sonia just think she could just read like 500-page books like in a week? Like, well, what is?
That will finish a series.
Okay, I did read I did read that. Didn't like it.
Oh, and I'm reading the book before that, so I might be. Maybe I might get to the point where I finish that series.
Thank goodness I did. Like, that book was like the biggest disappointment of the year, let me tell you.
And then I have a Art of Destiny.
That was a fun. The first book was a lot of fun. I could maybe possibly get that in.
By Wesley Chu, which is the second book to the. I know.
I picked some really good ones.
Some people have been saying the second one's not as good as the first.
I'll keep that on there. I was about to pick up Hellbent to go into my bath today. Oh my goodness. I wish I did. I mean, I could still maybe finish it by the end of this month. I don't know. I'm reading another book right now.
This is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo.
Yeah, and that would finish another series. I finally finished the Alice Complex. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so this is just my 25 books.
Okay, so I can kind of see what I have here. So I have the Mercedes Lackey. I finished that. We have Fairy Tale by Stephen King. That book that I say like that I need to finish. And then 2 random books that I have because of Second and Charles. Nick, I finished Alloy of Law. Steven Erickson, Malice, Scythe, I finished. Dragon Republic, I finished. The Bone Shard Jar, the second book, I have not finished. Robert Jordan, I have not finished. Chaos Engine, I need to read. Atlas Complex, I finished. I don't remember what this book is down here, but Witcher, I finished. This was the second book of The Bear and the Nightingale. I have not read. Harrow, I have not read. Iron Gold, I finished. The last ACOTAR book, I finished. Art of Prophecy, I have not finished. Shadow Cabinet, I have not finished. And Lee Bardugo's book, I have not finished. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick pause. Hi, so welcome back. So I grabbed the books off my shelf, and that I have not read yet. So I'm kind of looking at it. Like I said, there's a couple of probably major DNF books that I could potentially just DNF. And that does still count for my 25 books of 2025. These are books I'm trying, and if I do not like them, I can just put them in the bag of doom, and it's alright. So, I have Malice here. I want to read this. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to remind me of Game of Thrones. I did not put Game of Thrones in here. I think there's enough in here, and I think what I'm going to do is just put Game of Thrones away for right now and just focus on finishing Red Rising. So Malice is a contender for this challenge. I have Robert Jordan, The Fires of Heaven. I still think I can maybe get into this, and maybe because I'm gonna do this kind of throughout. This could be a mid-November to December type of thing. So, and I'm filming this in September, so end of September. So we have some time here. I have Harrow the 9th. I think we could. I can definitely get this put in. I love the audiobook, so if I can grab the audiobook, I will do that. This Light from the Uncommon Stars is on my bingo card. I really do want to just read this. I am not going to count DNFs. I don't even think you can. It's part of the rules. So I will have to finish that for that. Engines of Chaos, I am going to keep. I think this is another one I could really dig my teeth into and really, really like. The Queen of the Night, this was a $3.75 page book from Second Charles. I will probably see if I like the vibe. If I don't, I will probably just easily get rid of it. Shadow Cabinet, I've been dying to get back into this series. And I forgot another book. Yeah, The Girl in the Tower is another one I'm going to keep on this. This as well. The Clockmaker's Daughter, another one, Second and Charles. If I don't like the vibe, I'm just going to get rid of it. The Art of Destiny, the first book was a good time. I am going to put the second one on there. I did keep Steve Erikson on here because if I don't like this first book, if I DNF this, one, please don't come after me in the comments. But this is definitely, I want to try to see if how hard the writing is to get into and how hard it is to get into the series, because if it's really difficult and it's like way too much brain power, I might just be like, okay, cut my losses with that and go to something else. Because I'm gonna put like Steven Erikson, kind of like Game of Thrones. And if it's more complicated than Game of Thrones, way more characters, I might just cut my losses. At least for right now. Stephen King, I decided to keep this. It's another one that it could be a really easy DNF. Nick, I just decided we're going to keep this. It's short, and if I don't like it, it could be enough. I'm giving myself enough room to DNF anything. And then this is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. This is just my Illumicrate edition. This is some of the reasons why I got it. I really like the undercover of it, and it's when I was like first getting into collecting. And I was like, give me everything, even though I didn't particularly like Ninth House, but I was like, give me everything. So right there I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 16 books. That I can like kind of work through. I might even put some in October, no, even in October, just kind of depending on kind of where I am in um my other TBR that is like more my anticipated. I could fly through my anticipated and get to the point where I need to get into this, but I don't want to be between TBRs. I really want to know like books I need to pick up for the last little bit of this year. And then by next year, January, I really want a good idea of what my library looks like. Um, so I can kind of correlate it. Know kind of what series like I want to continue, what series I really don't want to continue. Do I still want my Illuma crate? Because they changed the rules recently. And how am I going to feel about that? So I have a lot of, let's just relook at, I, this is a big look into my library. 25 books is a lot to, get through. And there's a lot of, at the end of series, in the middle of series, at the start of series. So that's a good place to be because I don't. By next year, I really want to do a series audit, kind of figure out where I am in series. So I kind of figure that, like, I want to figure out, I want to correlate my shelves to being, this is what Sonia would read in a day. Like, if I had to go to my shelves, pick out a book, I know it's something I've been really wanting to read. And not like books that are like, oh, I just grabbed this and went. I still am going to have a little bit of those. I'm going to definitely, with some of these, I might not even tell you until the end, or I am planning on doing more wrap ups. And why I want to do that is I don't want DNFs to take over the channel, but I still want to tell you guys about those books that I have decided to DNF. So I could at least in a wrap up be like, hey, I read this book, did not like it, I DNF'd. And I'm looking at this stack, and there's like a couple of books that I am probably gonna do that with. And there is no shame in doing that at all, because not every book is something that you're going to like. And 2026, I think 3 of my books are going to be Game of Thrones. I really want to focus on that series, kind of like I'm trying to finish the Red Rising, so I can just be ready for Red God and then just read Red God and then be like, okay, I'm done with Red Rising. And then get into another series. So Game of Thrones is my next really big series. I want to be caught up. I don't know what to do about Mistborn Era 2. I did not really like it. But like I said, there's a lot of books here I could DNF. I can switcheroo, which is kind of what I did with the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is, I'm just gonna read Dark Age and Lightbringer, which is probably a lot more work, but I'm just gonna switch it to Red Rising. And we're just gonna go from there. If you like this video, sorry it's like 30 minutes long, like and subscribe. I am here Thursdays for other media content, Sundays for books. If you want to see me kind of get through my goals and stuff, subscribe, like this video, do all the things, and I will see you in a video coming real soon.